You may have heard about them before, however, each time you see an information about them, something new will definitely pop in to fill your curiosity up. These 5 mysteries made the scientists and experts go over their limits in order to solve them, but each attempt of finding their golden fish has failed or lead to another theory which turns everyone's curiosity on. Where did MH370 vanish all of a sudden? Was it Bermuda Triangle's fault? By the way, what is actually Bermuda Triangle? We will let you know soon. Watch till the end to find out about these and many more. Number 5. The disappearance of Malaysia Airlines Flight 370. Alright, folks, fasten your seatbelts for the mysterious and bewildering tale of Malaysia Airlines Flight 370. It's like a real-life game of hide and seek, but with a plane, and nobody seems to have any idea where it went. Cue the Twilight Zone theme music. So picture this. A modern-day vanishing act that even Houdini would be proud of. 1 minute, Flight 370 is cruising through the skies, and the next minute, nothing. It's gone, vanished into thin air like a magician's disappearing trick. Talk about taking the phrase up, and away to a whole new level. Now, I'm no aviation expert, but you'd think in this age of GPS, satellite tracking, and smartwatches that can order pizza, finding a massive airplane would be a piece of cake. But nope, not in this case. It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack the size of Mount Everest. The investigation turned into a real-life version of Where's Waldo? Except instead of finding a bespectacled guy in a striped shirt, we're trying to find an entire airplane with hundreds of people on board. Seriously, Waldo seems like a walk in the park compared to this conundrum. The theory started flying around faster than a flock of seagulls at a beach picnic. Some said it was a Bermuda Triangle-like phenomenon, whisking the plane away to another dimension. Others suggested alien abductions or a secret James Bond mission gone wrong. I don't know about you, but I think James Bond would have a hard time losing an entire plane. But in all seriousness, the disappearance of Flight 370 remains a sobering mystery, leaving the families of the passengers and crew desperately seeking closure. Our hearts go out to them, because let's face it, losing a loved one is hard enough without adding a mind-boggling disappearance to the mix. So, as we ponder the whereabouts of Flight 370, let's hope that one day the truth will be revealed. Disclaimer: our light-hearted approach is meant to provide some levity, but we understand the seriousness and sensitivity surrounding this event. Our thoughts are with the families and loved ones affected by the disappearance. Number 4. The Voynich Manuscript. There we go. Cryptic enigma that has been teasing the brains of scholars for centuries. This ancient book is like the ultimate game of charades, but with a language nobody seems to understand. Talk about being lost in translation. Imagine flipping through its pages and being greeted by a parade of perplexing illustrations. We are talking about plants that look like they were drawn by Dr. Seuss on an intergalactic safari, alongside mind-boggling astronomical diagrams that would make Galileo question his eyesight. But here's the kicker. Nobody, and I mean nobody, has a clue about what language is scribbled across these mysterious pages. It's like an ancient version of the Guess the Password game, but without any hints or a forgot your password. Scholars have gone bananas trying to crack the Voynich code. Is it an alien language? A secret code created by an ancient prankster? Maybe it's just a case of an overzealous scribe having a little too much fun with their calligraphy skills. Despite the countless efforts to decipher this linguistic Rubik's Cube, we're still left scratching our heads and reaching for a bottle of aspirin. It's enough to make your brain feel like it's doing that Chicka slide. But hey, we're a resilient bunch. Historians, cryptographers, and even the occasional amateur detective won't give up. They keep spinning theories, connecting dots, and crossing their fingers that one day, someone will shout the victory words. So, if you're up for a challenge that makes solving a Rubik's Cube look like child's play, join the brave souls in the quest to unravel the secrets of the Voynich Manuscript. Who knows, you might just be the one to unlock the linguistic riddle of the ages and become the Indiana Jones of the book world. But fair warning, my friend. Be prepared for a wild ride filled with frustration, brain cramps, and enough unsolved mysteries to keep you up at night. This is the Voynich manuscript, the ultimate puzzle for the bold and the brave. Remember, it's all in good fun. Happy deciphering. Number 3. Jack the Ripper. The legendary figure that sends shivers down our spines and keeps us looking over our shoulders, even to this day. Picture this. Gaslit streets, foggy alleyways, and a top hat wearing, cape-draped shadow lurking in the darkness. The mystery of Jack the Ripper is the stuff of nightmares and detective novels. In the late 1800s, the Whitechapel district of London became the backdrop for one of history's most notorious and solved cases. Jack the Ripper, as the name suggests, was a mysterious and elusive serial killer who terrorized the streets of Victorian London, leaving a trail of gruesome murders in his wake. Now, I don't want to make light of the victims or the gravity of the situation, but there's no denying that Jack the Ripper's uncanny ability to evade capture had a certain flair to it. The newspapers of the time had a field day with headlines that would make your hair stand on end. But let's get to the heart of the mystery. Who was this shadowy figure? Was it a deranged surgeon, a twisted aristocrat, or maybe even a time-traveling psychopath? The theories abound, my friend. Some say that Jack the Ripper was a highly skilled individual, possibly with medical knowledge, given the precision of the mutilations. Others argue that it was an ordinary bloke, blending into the bustling crowds of East London by day, and unleashing his inner demon under the cloak of darkness. The fact is, the true identity of Jack the Ripper remains as elusive as a pickpocket in a crowded market. Suspects have come and gone, ranging from famous artists to humble bobbers, but the case remains cold. Despite the passage of time, the legend of Jack the Ripper endures, with countless books, movies, and even walking tours dedicated to unraveling the mystery. So, if you're ever in London and feeling brave, why not take a Ripper-themed tour? Number 2. The Zodiac Killer. Alright folks, get ready to enter the world of the Zodiac Killer, a mystery that's been puzzling minds for decades. It's like a real-life game of Guess Who, with a serial killer twist. Buckle up, because we're about to dive into a murder mystery that even Sherlock Holmes would find intriguing. The Zodiac Killer, the master of cryptic messages and puzzling ciphers, had a flair for the dramatic. Picture this. A shadowy figure in a cape and a mask, leaving behind a trail of cryptic clues that would make even the best crossword puzzlers scratch their heads in confusion. Move over, Agatha Christie. We've got a real whodunit on our hands. But let's face it, the Zodiac Killer wasn't exactly the sharpest tool in the shed when it came to picking a name. I mean, seriously, Zodiac. Did he have a fascination with horoscopes or just wanted to sound extra mysterious? Maybe he was just a fan of astrology and couldn't resist his cosmic killer persona. Now, when it comes to the Zodiac's cryptic messages, it's like deciphering the world's most challenging emoji puzzle. They might as well have been sending smoke signals or carrier pigeons with encrypted notes. The theories surrounding the Zodiac Killer's true identity are as varied as a buffet menu. Was he an eccentric artist with a dark side? A disgruntled postal worker who took his frustration to a whole new level? Or maybe he was just a regular Joe who got a little too carried away with his desire for attention? But let's not forget the most mind-boggling part of this whole story. The fact that the Zodiac Killer was never caught. That's right, he managed to elude the police like a slippery eel in a bathtub. You've got to give him credit for his escape skills, even if we'd much rather see him behind bars than performing disappearing acts. But let's not forget the victims and the real impact this case had on their lives. This is the Zodiac Killer, the mysterious jigsaw puzzle that keeps us guessing. And there is the top of the iceberg. Number 1. The infamous Bermuda Triangle. The watery abyss where ships and planes vanish into thin air. It's like the Bermuda version of a magician's hat, where things disappear without a trace. Prepare folks, because we're diving into a mystery that will make you rethink your next tropical vacation. Now, picture yourself sailing through the crystal clear waters of the Bermuda Triangle, enjoying a pina colada with your toes in the sand, when suddenly poof, your boat disappears. Talk about a vacation gone wrong. It's like an all-inclusive getaway to an alternate dimension. But fear not, my fellow travelers, because the Bermuda Triangle is like the amusement park of the paranormal. You've got disappearing ships, vanishing planes, and the occasional rogue whirlpool. Houdini himself would be green with envy. The theories about the Bermuda Triangle are as wild as a flamingo on roller skates. Some say it's a vortex to another dimension, where time and space do the limbo dance. Others suggest it's the underwater lair of a misunderstood sea monster who just wants some peace and quiet. Hey, even sea monsters need a vacation, right? But here's a little secret. The Bermuda Triangle doesn't actually have sharp teeth or tentacles that we know of. It's more like a Bermuda square or a Bermuda polygon, because let's be honest, triangles are just too mainstream. Now, if you're planning a trip to the Bermuda Triangle, don't forget your survival kit. A compass just for giggles, a map to find your way back from the Twilight Zone, and a good sense of humor because life's too short to take disappearing acts too seriously. So, my adventurous friends, brace yourselves for a wild ride through the Bermuda Triangle, where the laws of physics take a coffee break and the unexpected becomes the norm. This is the Bermuda Triangle, where ships and planes go bye-bye. Disclaimer. While we embrace the humor, let's not forget the real tragedies and lives lost in the Bermuda Triangle. Our thoughts are with those affected by these events. And there you have it, the top 5 unsolved mysteries infused with a touch of humor. To keep up with all the exciting content we have in store, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification button. Join our community of curious minds, where every day brings something new, something surprising, and something worth sharing.